At 5:15 hours local time, a video circulating online appears to show a Ukrainian Azov sniper engaging Russian troops riding motorcycles during a battlefield assault, highlighting the increasingly dangerous role of small, fast-moving motorcycle units in Russia's ground operations in Ukraine. The footage, circulated in military-focused channels and social media accounts, depicts Russian personnel attempting to move rapidly across exposed terrain on motorcycles before coming under Ukrainian fire. The video has attracted significant attention because it illustrates one of the central tactical problems facing Russian assault groups. Speed can provide an advantage in crossing open ground, but motorcycles can also leave troops highly exposed once they are detected. The precise location and date of the engagement shown in the footage have not been independently established, nor is there sufficient independent evidence to confirm the identities or status of every person visible in the recording. Online descriptions have variously characterized the Russian personnel as assault troops or mercenaries. But those descriptions should be treated cautiously, unless independently verified. Motorcycle assaults become increasingly common. Motorcycles and other lightweight vehicles have become an increasingly visible feature of Russian ground operations in Ukraine. Russian troops have used motorcycles, dirt bikes, electric scooters, and similar vehicles to move small assault groups quickly across difficult terrain. The tactic is designed around speed. Rather than moving slowly in large armored formations, small groups can attempt to cross exposed areas rapidly, disperse, and reach Ukrainian defensive positions before defenders can concentrate fire. The tactic has therefore created a battlefield paradox. A motorcycle can be considerably faster and less conspicuous than a conventional armored vehicle, but it provides almost no protection to the rider. Once spotted, a motorcycle-borne soldier can become an isolated target. The Azov sniper role. The Azov organization maintains dedicated sniper capabilities. According to the 1st Corps Azov's official website, its Special Forces Sniper Detachment traces its origins to 2015 and has conducted sniper and counter-sniper missions in multiple sectors of the war. The unit says its personnel have also operated in reconnaissance and surveillance roles and have supported other formations during fighting in areas including Lyman, Toretsk, and Dobropilya. That history helps explain why footage showing an Azov sniper observing a motorcycle assault has generated interest among military observers. A sniper's value on a battlefield is not limited to the number of targets struck. Concealed observation can provide commanders with information about an approaching assault, while accurate fire can disrupt the movement of a small unit at a critical moment. In the footage circulating online, the Russian motorcycle riders appear to be moving through an exposed area before the engagement. The recording does not, however, provide enough independently verified information to establish the full tactical circumstances surrounding the encounter.
Есть.
a dangerous method of advancing. Russian motorcycle assaults have emerged as part of a broader adaptation to the heavily surveilled battlefield. The widespread use of drones has made conventional movement increasingly difficult. Small unmanned aircraft can observe roads, tree lines, and open fields, while larger formations can be detected well before reaching Ukrainian positions. Motorcycles offer one possible response: move quickly, use dispersed groups, and minimize the time spent exposed. But the method comes with serious risks. Unlike an armored personnel carrier, a motorcycle offers essentially no ballistic protection. A rider who falls from the vehicle can also become separated from his unit, while mechanical problems or terrain can halt an advance. Military analysts have consequently described motorcycle assaults as part of Russia's broader effort to adapt to Ukrainian surveillance and defensive fire. Reporting from the war zone has also documented the evolving battlefield around Dobropilya and the participation of 1st Corps Azov in fighting in the area. In an October 2025 report, the publication described Azov forces as among the Ukrainian units deployed to help stop a Russian advance in eastern Ukraine. The motorcycle incident is significant less because of the individual engagement than because it illustrates how the character of the war continues to change. The traditional image of an armored assault involving tanks and infantry fighting vehicles has increasingly been supplemented by smaller formations using motorcycles, all-terrain vehicles, and other lightweight transportation. Ukrainian forces have adapted as well. Drones, thermal cameras, concealed observation positions, and rapidly coordinated fires have made movement across open terrain extraordinarily dangerous. The result is a battlefield in which a soldier traveling quickly may still be detected within seconds. The footage attributed to the Azov sniper offers a stark visual example of that reality. What appears from a distance to be a rapid motorcycle advance can become a highly exposed movement once Ukrainian observers detect the riders. Some online accounts have referred to the Russian personnel shown in the video as mercenaries. That terminology should not automatically be accepted. Russia has employed a mixture of regular military personnel, contract soldiers, volunteers, and personnel associated with various irregular or paramilitary formations during the war. Determining whether particular individuals belong to the Russian armed forces, a private military organization, or another formation requires evidence that is not necessarily available from battlefield footage. Videos from the front can demonstrate that an engagement occurred, but they do not necessarily establish how many people were killed, wounded, or captured. A person falling from a motorcycle, for example, cannot by itself establish a fatality. For that reason, the most defensible description of the footage is that it appears to show an Azov sniper engaging Russian motorcycle-borne troops, while the precise casualty count and identities remain unconfirmed. The incident comes amid a wider Ukrainian effort to counter Russian advances and assault tactics. Recent reporting has described Ukrainian forces making gains in parts of the front, while Russian forces continue attempting to pressure Ukrainian defensive positions. The Guardian reported in August 2026 that Ukraine claimed to have recovered hundreds of square kilometers in the Oleksandrivsky sector since the beginning of the year, while Russian advances had slowed in several areas. At the same time, both sides continue to modify their tactics in response to battlefield technology. Drones have become particularly important. Ukrainian forces have used unmanned systems not only for reconnaissance and attack, but also to monitor approaches to defensive positions. The increasing density of surveillance means that even relatively small movements can be detected. That environment makes concealment, dispersion, and timing critical. For Russian assault groups, motorcycles can provide speed. For Ukrainian defenders, surveillance and precision fire can turn that speed into a liability. The Azov motorcycle engagement, therefore, represents a much larger transformation in the war. A small group of soldiers on motorcycles may appear insignificant compared with the tanks and artillery that have dominated images of the conflict. Yet such groups are increasingly part of the tactical reality along sections of the front. Their mission is generally straightforward: cover ground quickly, reach Ukrainian positions, and create an opening for follow-on forces. The defender's objective is equally straightforward: detect the movement before the attackers reach their objective and disrupt the assault. The resulting confrontation can happen in a matter of moments. The footage attributed to an Azov sniper provides a dramatic snapshot of that contest. It also demonstrates why Russian commanders have increasingly experimented with lightweight assault vehicles despite the risks involved. For soldiers riding motorcycles across an exposed battlefield, speed may be their greatest advantage. Once they are spotted, however, it can become their only advantage.